Good morning, friends. Welcome. I need to change my face camera. Forgot I got a light up there to turn on. Hello, it's me. What an exciting time we have coming up painting this crazy model. It's a big boy. It's a very big boy. Or girl, it might be a girl. I'm not sure. It's never been specified, I don't think. Anyway, we're going to paint this. Potatoes. Yeah, let's paint this. Alright, Alexa, airbrush on. I'm very well. How are you, Pato? It's been a fun few months. But it's nice to finally be able to talk about the cool stuff I experienced in April. Don't think I want to do white. Maybe we might just go straight into the Parasite Brown. I'll turn on my palette camera. I'm not sure if I've got it set up perfectly. Quarriors! I haven't played Quarriors in ages. Yeah, that's the palette cam. Let's just... There we go. Yeah, my friend's got the Ultimate Quarriors edition. We played it a couple of times. It's quite fun. And I played Magic the Gathering for the first time the other week as well. Played Commander. I played the Rohan deck. The Riders of Rohan. And I'd like to play some more. All right. No, I've never played Magic at all, other than a couple of weeks ago for the first time, and so I wouldn't even know how to upgrade it or to do anything with it. So I just played the pre-con, and we played against one guy was using the Ninja Turtles, which was cool. One guy was using Tyranids, which was cool, and then the other guy was in theme. He was playing a Sauron deck. So I tried to put all my focus in defeating the Sauron player, because that was the correct thing to do for a Rohan. But it was really cool. I've played obviously a lot of board games, but I've never played Magic, and I was talking with a lot of people about it quite a lot. So everyone at Miniature Masters was playing a lot of Magic. So painting a large figure like this requires, well, first of all, airbrushing is absolutely a lifesaver, but it requires a different thought process to painting a normal figure, because things like your highlights need to be less sharp. You need to be a little more subtle when you're talking about something with this size. Yeah, I use the airbrush quite a lot in a lot of different times. So I like to establish some values and so forth with the airbrush, and then I like to use it to smooth out some of my rough sketching and refine it. But with a model of this size, I think using the airbrush to actually do a lot of your work is helpful. Rich is amazing. One of the best painters in the world. So that's a cool guy to stumble on. Okay. Yeah, miniature painting's a little bit more of a chill community in general. The hobby is very small, probably not the right word, but it attracts a certain type of person. The miniature painting community, which is someone who likes spending very many hours by themselves. It's ultimately a very solitary hobby. Alright, Alexa, airbrush off. No, you've done it very well. Niche is absolutely correct. G'day, Paint Liquor. So I want to use some greenish tones in the armour. So I'm going to use this Phthalo Green from Chimera. And then I'm going to use Armour Brown from Hull Red from Vallejo Model Colour. Model Air. And I'm going to use them as a wash. Kind of. See, exciting news in the big Denosphere this week for everyone. It's been happening obviously in the background for me for quite a while, but everyone else gets to finally hear about it. And I can finally talk about it, but the I've been sort of hinting about something crazy coming out for me for a few months, but I haven't been able to talk about it, which now people can finally understand why I haven't been able to talk about it. I hope so. I hope it was a good reveal. Okay, that bit's not dried, so we've just done some paint pull up there, not ideal. But yeah, it was pretty awesome experience. I think it's gonna be pretty evident on the show how much fun we had. Hey, Necro Team. Yeah. Yeah, Miniature Masters, yeah. Crazy, crazy experience. It was filmed in April. I took a break. I had 3 weeks off in April, and I sort of said to everyone on the stream I was going on a holiday, which I was, and I said to everyone on the stream that I'd be back. But in the lead up to that, I'd spent a whole lot of time, and I kept saying I'm in training. I was smashing out heaps of models, and yeah, I said basically I was in training, and everyone was. No one picked up what I was talking about. But now it all probably makes a little more sense. I was in training for MM. There you go. I did a good job. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool now that all the artists have been announced, and I can finally talk about the fact that I was on the show. It was yeah, really, really cool experience. I'd actually met the Squidmar guys before they came over to Australia for Arc Open a few years ago. They were judges at the Arc Open, so that was cool. Seeing them again. I can't wait to watch it either. So one of the things that'll be most interesting to see is how they take what was filmed and turn it into something watchable. Because yeah, obviously there's a lot of things I can't talk about yet, but you know the challenges were long. It was long days, lots of filming, and had cameras on us most of the time. So I imagine editing it is just going to be a nightmare, having to trawl through friggin' who knows how much time of footage. Alright, so now that we've established some cool colour tones, we can start going in and resetting our light. So we want the light to be sort of coming from the, I think we'll just go mostly top down. So most of this is going to be in shadow. Well, I've only painted one KDM bust before, which was the Lioness bust, and I don't remember her being massive, but she was certainly, you know, a big bust. But yeah, I don't remember her being this big. This is a big boy. One of the easiest mistakes to make when painting something with this much detail, um, in a filigree type of armor, is forgetting that all of these elements are comprising a large whole. So you need to not just think about each of these little individual components and paint them as individual components, but you also need to paint the volume as a whole. Hey Insantium, yeah, thanks mate. It was a blast. Really happy that I can finally acknowledge that I was on the show. There's a couple of people that had guessed. And yeah, absolutely stiff competition. Most of the people that have been on that were on the show were either people I've met before and adored, have followed on the internet for a long time, and Maxime. I love Maxime. Mossy, come in here, Cookie. Come on, man. We need to talk. You want to talk about your experience while I was away at Miniature Masters? Did you have the best time ever?
It was awesome.
Me not being home?
It's nice and quiet.
Nice and quiet, just how you like it. How are you feeling today, Moss?
How you feeling today?
I'm good. You still annoyed at me?
Painting that?
Yeah. This is called the Flower Knight bust from Kingdom Death. Did you know that?
It's a big one.
It is a big one. Very big. This is all going to look like gold eventually.
Are you going to paint it all today?
No, this will probably take it. I didn't realise it was this big. It's going to take some time. Got to use a big brush. What do you got on the cards for today, Moose?
I'm going to have a chai latte.
Yeah? And you're going to have one of your other drinks?
Maybe.
Where are you going?
Chai time.
See you, mate. So I wanted this to have some greenish tones, but I think we might go for some greenish reflections. Maybe. I should grab my Flower Knight out. Actually, I haven't shown him off for a while. Although someone was saying they think the Flower Knight's a girl. Is that true? Is the Flower Knight a girl? Have fantastic dinner, Pato. Now I can finally talk about this. I just remembered I can actually talk about this. This Parasite Brown was a colour I picked up from Miniature Masters. After Miniature Masters, I came home and bought like 30 Vallejo colours. I just suddenly started using Vallejo out of nowhere. Again, that was another little red flag. But yeah, this is a colour I picked up during the show that I really enjoyed. G'day, Ghoul. Yeah. Hello, Raiders. Welcome. So we'll do some airbrushing, of course, because it's me, on these areas shortly. But just wanting to put some actual strong colours down first. So the airbrushing can soften things out. The question is though, do I do some yellow mixed in? G'day, Nim Paints. Welcome. It is a very interesting bust. It's got a lot of detail. So for all those new people, should I show off what I do in my spare time, or in my hobby time, or should we just trust that most people have already seen it thanks to the recent videos that have come out promoting my work? Diorama Showcase, you reckon, Paint Liquor? Alright, let's show off. We'll show off Camelot at least. Camelot's the original and the best. And just for you, we can do Neon Nights just so you can get the music. G'day, Right Sister. This is some videos of some of the works I do. This is sort of my version of this hobby. There's a few other people doing stuff like that. There's 13 models in Camelot. Neon Knights has nine. I think Hyperborea had 14. And this one has the most, I think. That one is called Dance Macabre, which comes from an old poem about the dead, March, and then I wrote a little thing down the bottom, which was a little riff on that original poem, The Dance of the Dead. And yeah, of course, from Warhammer, Dance Macabre is the spell that makes all the undead walk March, which is awesome. So yeah, that's where, and it was a very Warhammer themed diorama in a lot of ways. G'day, Xtab. And everyone needs to give Xtab kudos. Very, very astutely deduced. The big announcement. This is an official bust. Yes, this is the official Flower Knight bust. I might show off the artwork actually that came in the box. It's very cool. I did give a couple of clues, yes, but none of them were overt. It's just a few little factoids that, sharp people such as yourself were able to pick up on. And then people like Paint Liquor just completely went over their heads. Yeah, the show's going to be great. Everyone that was on it was just the loveliest people, and we had a really good time filming and getting to know each other. We had, let me grab a photo actually. We had a super cool time. We were all staying in the same hotel, and so we all went out for walks together and stuff. He is. AC was on it. Oh yeah, that's a good photo, Deno. Let me turn the thing up. No, I've done great. That's us at the hotel lobby. Us going out for dinner that night, which is fun. And then here's me playing some Deckers in my hotel room. Fantastic. We went down to the local hobby shop together, which is called... Fuck, what was the name of it? Fantasia. So that was great. And then this is us going for a walk down by the river. That's me, Natalia, and Amalia. It was actually everyone walking, but yeah. And then this is probably my favourite photo from the series. This is us after the first day of filming. We all walked back to the hotel, or got back to the hotel, and we were all in the lift together. It was just, it was awesome. So, anyway, as the episodes release, I'll be able to add more photos out into the world and talk about the experience. I think one of the other painters wants to do like a little interview series each episode. Talk to all the painters and do stuff. I was I was probably one of the worst painters in that group in terms of my actual painting skill. But I was also the oldest. So I was the person who just got to organise everything for everyone. So on our days off, we all went out for dinner and stuff. It was nice. It was such a cool experience. I'm really thrilled that I got to be able to experience it. So yeah, this is actually a commission, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that, but I'm doing this on commission. I don't do a lot of commissions, as probably most of you would know. But when I do, well, I'll come back to that in a second, Xtab, because I think that's a really interesting observation. When I do commissions, I'm usually trying to hit a specific number of hours, and this one is gonna be more hours than I was anticipating because of the size. So we'll see how we go and how I approach that. I think some airbrushing will be useful at various stages. So here's why I'll agree with you, but also disagree with your observation about Lucas. So Lucas technically is an employee of Squidmar and has opportunities that other content creators don't have, which is the fact that there is a team of people that are there to produce the content that he makes. So he's actually able to focus on becoming a better miniature painter, which the majority of other content creators don't get that privilege. They have to focus on becoming a better editor or a better videographer or whatever it may be. So whilst I agree with you that he bucks the trend that we talked about with content creators a few episodes ago on Big Deno, I challenge that that's because of the unique position that he's in with being able to focus purely on his craft. Because I can guarantee you, if I had a team of people that was going to edit together everything I painted and help me make cool videos, that I'd be a better painter than I am. Maybe not, actually. I do actually have a golden demon. I do have one golden demon. It's a bronze. It's not recent. It's from a long time ago. Well, I have a photo of me looking at Lucas's recent golden demon, where he won gold. And I can tell you that it is a fucking jaw-dropping. Absolutely glorious. Yep. Really special piece. Alright, I think I'm going to do some airbrushing. Alexa, airbrush on. And I may get out my new... Oh, thanks, Ghoul. Have a great evening, mate. I may get out my new Squidmar airbrush and do some detail. Yeah, that's a good question, Ixtab. The original Flower Knight, I know that the first version of the game released to backers in 2015, and it was one of the original expansions. However, I think they actually had a version of that Flower Knight that actually came out in resin before that. So it could even be, 2012 or earlier. It is a mini that a lot of people like. I myself quite like this model, the Flower Knight. But I will say that it's not my favourite KDM model from this ecosphere in the King of Death world. So yeah, I'll tell you a little bit about the Flower Knight's origins. So the Flower Knight's actually a gardener who lives in the Abyssal Woods. And the Abyssal Woods is home to all manner of creatures, including some of my favourite creatures, like the Dung Beetle Knight. So the Dung Beetle Knight comes from the Abyssal Woods, and he's one of my favourites. And then the Flower Knight is there as well. And then we have the Sparrow Goblin, who I painted on stream a while back. And the Abyssal Woods, they had a really cool update on the Kickstarter last Black Friday for the Abyssal Woods. It looks to be the absolute fantasy version of Kingdom Death, which is really fun. My most anticipated would also be the Abyssal Woods. It's got all of my favourite models. It's got a cool fantasy theme. Yeah, it's going to be amazing. I really can't wait for Abyssal Woods. probably about 3 years away. Hopefully I'm still alive. Okay. Look, I don't know what Poots's world looks like. I'm sure that there is plans for after the Kickstarter. You know, the original Kickstarter 2012. He pitched this game. He pitched 12 expansions. It took him 3 years, 4 years, way over his original estimates to release the first version of Kingdom Death Monster 1.5 anyway, and then the 12 expansions that came along with it. He then did the second Kickstarter in 2017, which is 10 years ago, or coming up on 10 years ago. And in that Kickstarter, he pitched in a new 15 expansions to go alongside the reprint and the original 12 expansions. So those 15 expansions, 5 of them have now released. So we've had Black Knight, Frog Dog, Red Witch's Pariah, Parasite Queen, and Screaming God. So 5 of the 15 that are due have been released. Whether or not he keeps releasing after that point, I'm certain he will. He's created an incredible ecology and world, so I'm sure there will be stuff that comes after that. You know, some of the original, the stuff that came out in the 2017 Kickstarter, the expansions that have been pitched, those are really cool, but there's also areas in the world, in the ecology of Kingdom Death, that have not got expansions. As an example, there's a place, I think it's called the Rust Plains or the Rust Sea, which has monsters that he's talked about. There's the place where the Lion Knight comes from, which is the Golden City. That's where the Manhunter's from. So that hasn't even been looked at. Yeah, Ringtail. So yeah, there's all of these areas in the world that are yet to be explored. That you would have to imagine he'll want to explore. And as long as that man keeps creating cool stuff like he's created for the last 10 years, I'll continue to purchase and paint it. I mean, It's just resonated with me in a way very few things have. And I said this a little while back. You know, it's a game that feels like it was just created for me, and I know that's obviously not the case. But just the balance of what his focus is. I mean, he talks all the time about how he doesn't want to release just game content. He wants to create cool models. And it's like, yes, that's what I'm here for. You know, I'm not just here because I want to play a cool game. I am, but every week I sit down here at this table and do a stream of me painting toy soldiers, because I love painting toy soldiers just as much as I love playing games. So, yeah. Sign me the fuck up, Poots. You can keep making shit until I die. Actually, keep making shit until you die, just in case I die first. I don't want you to stop. Also, if you could live forever, that'd be great. Mossy said to me yesterday that I'm wearing a pair of new pants today. She said, I'm so happy to see you wearing pants that don't have paint all over them, because pretty much everything in my wardrobe has paint in it. Alexa, airbrush off. Okay, let's maybe switch down a brush now and start adding in some more precise light areas. Alright. Yes, I don't have a set of clothes that I change into. I use these ones. I use whatever ones I am wearing at the time. Yeah, I will say kudos to anyone who has painted this bust, because this is a challenging figure. Trying to get all of the values right here. And grabbing those green tones in there, I think, is important for me to lean into that. So let's actually do a little bit of splashing about with some greens. I was riding along on my bicycle, honey, bicycle made for two. You look so pretty. You're riding along. Hey, g'day, Frost. Xtab, how will I handle that? No, look, I am already very famous, as you've alluded to, and I don't think there'll be any change for me in terms of how I handle being a celebrity. Well, look, so obviously living in Australia, we're quite isolated from everything else happening, right? And I know there'll be a lot of people in Europe who are very excited about Mini Masters, and in Australia, I'm sure there's people who are big fans of Squidmar's channel and stuff. But the reality is for me that I'm already probably one of the most well-known painters in Australia already. So anytime I go to an Australian event, everyone already knows me and is like, "Hey, Deno," wants to chat to me. So I actually don't think much is going to change for me in my real everyday life, as in living in Australia. And I think by the time I get to another European event, they'll probably have Mini Masters Season 2, Season 3, Season 5. So by that time, I'll be yesterday's hero, mate. No one will remember me. I actually really am hopeful. So it was such a monumental amount of effort that went in to the show. I mean, I'm not sure how much I should talk about Squidmar's operations in general, but there was more than 10 people working on the show, not including the artists. You know, we had multiple camera people, we had a sound person, the director, the hosts, and then there was even people who'd come in after filming had wrapped for the day and clean up all the workstations and stuff. It was crazy. It's crazy how many people were involved in this thing. So I just really hope that people enjoy the show, enjoy how much love and effort was put into it by all the people that were involved, and yeah, we didn't have hair and makeup. No, well, certainly I didn't. It would have been a big job. what I'm most looking forward to is when the first episode releases. I'll have some photos that I can share of my stuff that I did in the first episode. And you'll have to wait and see how it did. But I'm so excited to be able to come on stream after that and talk about that first challenge and the the experience of what we did. Is Amalia streaming at the moment? She's she's raided me the last couple of weeks. Is she online? No, she's not. She last streamed 14 days ago. What a pest. She should be streaming. Miles. Alright, so I want to have like some little light reflection things happening here. And then some more on this side. There'll be some really cool stuff that I can talk about soon. But I learned a lot of things through the experience about myself as a painter, as a human, and it's been nice to come back after that and really enjoy painting. That's why I went out and bought Warhammer Darkwater, so I can paint those models, because I'd enjoyed the experience and being around Warhammer again. Yeah, I've read the rules for the game. It's not really a game that's going to appeal to me. We might play it in my group. Play a lot of games. Might just give it a crack. But the models are absolutely sublime. I've got them all sitting there, all assembled, all gap filled, ready to go. My next few months of hobby are all sorted. I've got Darkwater. I've got my next big diorama, which we're picking up the resin bits this week. So yeah, it's going to be It's going to be a cool time. David Aroba actually just posted a photo of the big boss in Darkwater, the big Nurgle guy that he's been working on. Fuck. Aroba is an animal. That guy's name is Gelgus Pust, the big boss. Not surprising. They've always acknowledged that they're a miniatures company. You know, they make games to sell miniatures. When you accept that, your experience with being a Games Workshop collector will be a lot more peaceful. Got a few cool games coming up to play on the channel. I'm obviously in the midst of a Kingdom Death campaign right now. We're about to hit the last third of it. So I'd say in about a week's time I'll be into some new games. But I've got one called Witch Hunter, which I did a print and play for from the Best with One guys, which I've actually had sitting there for a while, but it came right before I went overseas. The timing was very, very bad for that one for me. But yeah, so that one I'm really jazzed for. And then another one that just I received the physical version of from them called Storybook Saga, which is easily one of the coolest looking games I've got. Same artist for both of those productions, Cole Munro Chitty. And then I've also got Revenant, which is a game set in the Voidfall universe. Which I'm pretty pumped for. I didn't realize before I received this that these were actually 3D printed. You can tell this has been 3D printed. So yeah, I'm quite excited for both of those, or all three of those, I should say. I've got a nice bit of Kingdom Death to experience before then, though, and a challenge that I'm working towards. I'm working towards facing off against a level 3 Parasite Queen in my game. It's going to be very, very difficult. Alright. So, I think we've established a lot of the values and areas of colour. So now I think what I want to do is really ram in some value. Do I get a lot of commission inquiries? Not a lot. I've made it pretty evident for a while that I don't do many commissions. I only do commissions for stuff I'm excited for. And I don't know what's a lot. One a week maybe. I don't know if that's a lot. Not as many as I would have anticipated, I think. I'm just in a cool place with my hobby where, I paint a lot of stuff that I like, and I do have RS Blunden. Hello to you. I do have quite a few videos of how I've painted an orc. Let me find one for you. I think I did one, I won't say recently, but I definitely did one that is jumping to mind, which I think would be a good example. from Hera, I think. Hera Models. Let's find out. I'll be scrolling for a while. Got some crazy playthroughs to go through. So I did the pig rider, or the guy riding the pig, the goblin guy riding the pig, but that's not the one I was thinking of. It is. This is 2023. Fuck me. How long ago was it? There we go. Oh, what? Had already started it? What a dickhead. This is the video I was thinking of, because I was like, yeah, this is one that I've done. But no, I started that off camera. What a cockhead. Alright, let me see if the pig rider had the skin in camera. Check that one. Did a lot of monsters from Primal. When did I fucking... Okay, it's after that. Can't search my videos, by the way. You can't do a search. That's why I'm having to trawl through things. Yeah, that one's pretty good, but no, I did the goblin on the pig, and I think I did that on camera. Don't know when I did it though. Oh, there we go. Piggy Night, 30th of June, 2024. Here we go. Did I do the skin in this video? No, I just did the pig in this video. Cool. And what about this one? Oh, he's done it! He's done it! I've found one for you that's actually pretty good. There you go. That one, I painted the Goblin Knight on all the skin. Glorious. But of course I did some airbrushing after that. Is the airbrushing on there as well? No. You'll have to make do with that one. I did some airbrushing after that, so I'm glad. I like my style as well. I like my style a lot. That was one other cool thing about Miniature Masters was the other artists and their styles. I was so motivated after seeing some of the way other people approach their art. You know, Anastasia, the contestant from Greece, was just unbelievable in the way that she saw value. You know, just the way that she captured light was really inspiring. And then, kind of at the other end of the spectrum, Amalia and her use of colour was just awesome. And of course, Natalia, who we all know is a fucking animal. Alright, let me grab out my sand yellow. So this is the colour I normally use for my golds. Let's have a little dance with that. Just dance, gonna be okay. Okay. Might go just a little bit of ochre with that, I think. Crazy how much this looks like a really high value colour. This is like a mid-tone, this sand yellow. This is like not a high value colour really. I mean, it's slightly higher than mid-tone, maybe, but it's really just popping off in these colours I've already put on there. Yeah, it's a good. I think value is really the thing that when you click on it as a miniature painter, that the world starts to open up, because you always just naturally think in color, like that's the way that you approach painting when you're first starting out, is you think in color. And so when you start to think in value, it really changes the dynamics of the game. Yeah, actually, I should talk about that, shouldn't I? Um, Everyone knows how much I love Kingdom Death, no doubt about that. Most people would know that over the last few years, I've been fortunate enough to judge the Lanterns Reign Discord Kingdom Death painting competitions. The very first one that I was involved with, we had Christoph Kovalchek, one of the literal best painters in the world. He and I, as well as Andrew Buckley, the great man himself, Bucks, we recorded our feedback and judging live of the Lanterns Reign Discord. I'm starting to become probably pretty well known for my live streams. Thanks, mate. Live streams of judging. It's something I'm really passionate about. I think judging should be transparent. It's often not. I think judging should be something that the artist gets to grow and evolve from. And so the intent with these live streams of judging is to really open up that experience for everyone. And so the second year, or the second one we did, had Bucks and I doing, again, all the stuff. Hey, thanks, Mr. King. Hopefully it's going to look cool when it's finished. But yeah, getting into the Lanterns Reign Discord, we have another event coming up, and it is the Lanterns Rain Discord painting competition for Survivor models for this year starts in July, which is in a few weeks' time, a few days' time. Yeah, Mr. King, I've been painting little toys for about 30 years, a long time. I've only been doing it seriously for about probably 6 or 7 years. But yeah, I've been painting models for a long time. So anyway, you should all sign up to be in the Lanterns Rain Discord, and then you should all paint a model for the event, because it's great. I try not to look too much at what people are working on. As a judge, I don't want to be. Thanks, mate. Have a great day. I don't know where you are. I'm going to guess that you're in Europe, so that'd be night time. So have a great night. Yeah, I don't like to see too much about what people are working on, so I can have a nice surprise when I get to the end. But I like to poke my head in there and see what's up. Okay, I think I'm going to do a little bit of airbrushing now, which is crazy talk, but let's do it. Alexa, airbrush on. Because I want to do some green bits. So let's just do that. Let's just fuck around. Well, I guess it would be nice if I could touch your body. I know not everybody's got a body like you, but I gotta think twice before I put my heart away. I know not all the games you play, 'cause I play them too. Oh, baby, I need some time off from that emotion. Try to bring my heart back on the floor. Oh, baby, I reconsider my foolish notion. Showing you the door, but you gotta have faith. I gotta have faith, baby. Alright, let's do a little bit of gamble. Pato, I have actually been using glasses for the first time in my life this last few months. I've never worn glasses, and I've started wearing glasses about, what are we at, June now. So I started wearing them in March, 3 months. Wow. I feel like Princess Jasmine. A whole new world. A dazzling place I never knew. But when I'm way up here, it's crystal clear. It's crazy how much I didn't realise I was struggling to see stuff. Crazy how much. Now I'm in a whole new world with you. A whole new world. Yeah, that's just nuts. Like I wish I didn't need glasses. I wish my eyesight was tremendous. But I do think that this hobby, you know, I've spent so much time focusing on things so close that's actually, yeah, changed the way that my eyeballs work. I mean, I've been doing this hobby for 30 years. So it's not surprising that that would have an impact. Tuesday. Yeah. I think the first time I used them on stream, I almost cried. It was that crazy. What a change it had made for me. My girlfriend's the one who told me to go get glasses. And she's worn glasses her whole life. And yeah, I'm glad she did. I too have rage with it. I can't cop it when they're not clean, so I'm always fucking cleaning them. Alright. I think we're starting to get somewhere now. Let's do something that will hopefully work. That doesn't sound like a waste of time at work to me, mate. Spending 30 minutes cleaning your glasses, that sounds like really important stuff that you need to do. It's a good use of company time. Alright, now gonna go a little greeny. Before this river becomes an ocean, try to pin my heart back on the floor. Ooh, baby, I reconsider my foolish notion. Your English is far better than my, let's say, Pato. I'm going to guess Spanish. Your English is far better than my Spanish. Spanish or Portuguese? One of those two. Portuguese. Good guess. Good guess from Deno. What can I say in Portuguese? Obrigados. Obrigada. That means thank you. Well, you just got Prime, The Expanse. The Expanse, seasons 1 to 6, all on Amazon Prime. Possibly the best television show ever made. Yeah, that's what you say to a lady, isn't it? Obrigada. Thank you to a lady. Obrigado. Yeah, there you go. Obrigados. Alexa, airbrush off. Oh, right, okay. Got it. Yeah, I spent about 8 days in Lisbon. And didn't do an awful lot of Portuguese speaking. I was going to do some of this. Yeah, well, my Portuguese is terrible, absolutely terrible. So there you go. Well, I think the airbrushing's worked pretty well to set us all up for success. It's wonderful how many cool interactions you get on your stream. People can interact however they like. So these things, do I do them in green, these little bits, and then have these in red? They should be the same colour, I think. Red or green? Red might pull too much focus, so I think I'm going to use this green. I think we do glowing green eyes. had a chance to go live in the UK. Didn't end up working out, but that would have been a fun experience. Alright, so the last thing I want to do today, I have a full day ahead, which is very exciting. All of Kingdom Death, and I have a catch up with the judges for Guilds Inn, and then more Kingdom Death, and then Mossy and I will probably do something together. She might not want to though, because I am an A-grade pest. Aren't I, Moss? Wonder if she's listening. Sometimes I think she stands at the door. It's Kingdom Death Monster. It's actually the universe in which this model comes from, but it's also a really elaborate board game. Haha, told ya. Told you she was listening. Aren't you, Moose? I don't think this is dark enough for what I'm trying to do, is it? Every breath you take, every move you make, every single day, every time I pray, I'll be watching you, you pest. Oh, can't you see? You belong to me. Alright, that might be better. Yeah, she's watching me. What would you like me to sing, Xtab? Roxanne! You don't have to put on the red lights! Roxanne! Put on the red lights! Roxanne, put on the red light. I don't actually know any more of the lyrics. Let me think. No, I don't know any of the lyrics other than put on the red light. Roxanne. 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 Have another one, mate. That's an awful attempt from me. The thing about Kingdom Death, Pato, is that it's got... You don't have to wear that dress tonight. Those days are over. You don't have to tell if it's wrong or if it's right. Roxanne. Kate Bush. Wah, wah, wah. Only from the Stranger Things reference, which everyone had. Wah, wah, wah. Wah, wah, wah. No problems. And if only could, I'd make a deal with God. Get him to swap our places. Be running up that road. Be running up that hill. With no problems. Ooh. If only could make a deal with God. Get him to swap our places. Be running up that road. Be running up that hill. I absolutely do live stream my KDM plays. Yes, my KDM, my last three Kingdom Death campaigns have been live streamed, and that is the craziest part about my Kingdom Death experience. Is I have live streamed or filmed 12 campaigns. 12! I'm in my 12th campaign of this game. That I've filmed. I've played more than that, of course. 20, 29 maybe. Might have actually ticked over 30. People have commented for a long time about my perceived dice luck in every game I've ever played. And at a certain point, you have to ask yourself, is it luck? And the answer is yes. Yes, it is. So what I'm doing right now is a really important step in the process if you're doing airbrushing, particularly the way that I use the airbrush. This step is almost essential in re-adding dark tones. So what the airbrush does is it sprays everything with the colour, no problems, but what it also does is if you imagine that you had areas on your model painted in dark and areas on your model painted in light, when you spray a colour over the top of that, all of the dark areas become lighter and all of the light areas become darker because they're all coming closer to that middle value. Even when you use a transparent colour, like I do, you are still going to have the effect of bringing everything towards that middle point. So you actually lose a lot of the value that you would have had built up. So by using a dark colour to re-add your shadows, you resolve a lot of those potential issues with value. G'day Mutabor! Everyone should go check out Mutabor's Kingdom Death paint jobs. Animal. That Seer's Eye was a great moment. That was a really great moment. It was the last possible opportunity we had to roll it too. What a great time. Alright, well I will be finishing up stream very shortly to have an action-packed day. So I think I've got my Kingdom Death stream locked in for 11. It'll probably be closer to 11:30. So I'll go update that on my YouTube thing. But that'll be over on YouTube, not here on Twitch. So you'll need to switch over to there if you want to join me for that. And if you don't want to join me for that, that's okay. I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful time doing whatever it is you're doing. Australia made it through the group stages in the World Cup, so that's nice. G'day Lexicron. Yeah, go Australia. This is a very big model. Very big model. So how are we gonna proceed on this figure? Well, I think we've established a lot of the light and the dark elements, and it's looking okay. But we need to do the highlights now. Really smash in some high value pop lights, and then we also need to do the green elements. So we'll be doing something sort of like this for these. And here, and then we can airbrush some green to soften that down, which would be great. So we want this green to be quite dark, because we want the gold to pop and look brighter as a result. So we'll do this, we'll highlight this up, and then we'll do some glazing to bring it down. Mossy, I'm not sure, mate. What do you think I should do? Mossy was a big fan of me going away for Miniature Masters. She was stoked that I left. I should finish this one on stream. Well, I'll be streaming next Sunday. I'll probably do some more painting during the week, but I doubt I'll stream that. Mossy, you know you've got moderator powers in this chat. You know you can ban people. Like, you could go and ban... I am in Brisbane, yes. It's 9 AM here. You can ban me, maybe. So what we've hit is what I like to call Mossy's annoyed time. So she's reached a point where she's had enough alone time and she would like to spend some time with me. And so she starts annoying me. She's like, let's spend some time together. Let's hang out. Isn't that right, Moose? Sundays is my special toy day, which is why she's trying to slide in here so she can get some special time with me, even on a day when I get to play with my toys. Isn't that right, Moose? All right. We'll leave it there, friends. Hope you've enjoyed this stream and catching up and talking about Miniature Masters. It's great we can finally talk about it. I will be back painting again next Sunday. I may do some more streams, but yeah, this is where we're at for this guy so far. So, hope you've enjoyed. I'll do a photo. All right, thank you all. Have a great week. See you in a little bit time for Kingdom Death over on YouTube. Big Channel out.